So I didn't grow up in a Christian home. In fact, I grew up in a very secular, New Age home. Grew up around séances and tarot cards and all kinds of stuff. Growing up around that, first off, you don't know any different as a kid, so it's just normal. It would be my grandmother who, for a while, she did tarot cards. For a while, she would do runes, where they're these little rocks you throw. And I remember as a kid, every time I would go to my grandma's house, I'd say, "Can you do a reading for me?" And it was truthful to me, like I believed it. And a lot of times those things came to pass as I got older and there was more stuff happening in the home I was growing up in. So my mom would have the seances and do the meditation and just different things. I remember having lots of weird spiritual things happen, like, it sounds weird, but like ghosts in the house. Like there was, just oppression or different feelings or different noises that would happen. I think the one that stands out the most, because it just was a really, really scary experience, was being a kid. It was evening. I think it was probably just dark, not middle of the night type thing. And we were all in our beds. I don't think my dad was home, just my mom and my brother. And there were these crazy specific noises that were happening. And one person kind of called out, and I think it's probably my mom, who said, "Is that you?" To my brother, to me. And then we both answered, no, that's not me. My brother says, "No, that's not me." And then you're sitting there just in silence, and then it happens again and again. And I remember being terrified, just really scared, and knowing that it was something beyond us that was there. I left home when I was 16, but by that point I'd already lived a lot of life and was on track to live a lot more of it. So I ended up eventually moving in with my boyfriend, and I was working, and there was a guy at my work who kind of befriended me, and we started going to lunch together. He was a Christian, and he said a lot of things to me that I don't remember, but in a second I'll tell you how I know he said it. But one of the things he said to me one day was, "I don't think you're going to find the love you're looking for until you find the love of Christ." And that just hit me. I went home and I got on my knees and I prayed and I asked Jesus into my heart. And that's how I know he said other things, because I wouldn't have known what that was or how to do that or what that was all about. And I got up and the whole world was different. Everything was different. When Christ got introduced to me, that wasn't a jump for me. It made sense. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I really did accept Jesus later, as I heard more and it kind of got more solidified. It made sense. I understood that there was evil, and it made sense that there was good, and it made sense that there was a struggle between these two things. So just the worldview made sense to me. I went to work the next day. I walked upstairs. I quit my job. I went home. I said to my boyfriend, "We're not breaking up, but I'm moving out." Packed up my car and just headed north. I lived in California, and said, "I'm going to stop and see a friend. And if that doesn't work out, I'm just going to keep going and get to my dad's house." And so that really started the journey. For me as a Christian, one thing, once I became a Christian, I think the hardest part, in one sense, it was good that I was able to say, "Hey, I understand spiritual things exist. There's a dark side and there's a light side." But it got really mixed up in my head, and there was a lot of things that I had to really unwind. I've always now been careful to know I don't want to mess with that stuff, but partly because I grew up that way. I don't even mess with astrology. I don't mess with any of it, because I know that it has a strength to it, that there is something behind it. It's not just nothing. And I don't even want to crack that door. I don't even want to start it.